cannot hear you.
Can't hear you.
Mic muted.
And I'm back.
And there you
And there we
go.
go. Welcome back to A&N R&B. This is great R&B conversation with a hip hop soul. First and foremost, we'd like to thank you for watching the show. And we asked everybody that you hit the like button, comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications and know that tonight is a very special night because we got one of the faces of R&B that everybody should know, because not only is keeping the morality in the music, but keeping the purpose in the music very important. Before we bring in our guests, we like the host to introduce themselves. You know who I am already, Karev, Heritage Hip Hop. And to my left is,
You got your man Nas Romantic here with you.
and also we have,
It's your man, RDR. Big A.
and ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I like to bring to you someone who sings from her soul, sings from her love, and sings from her purpose. And her purpose is not to make us happy, it's to fulfill God's wishes through her integrity and her creativity. And with that being said, I like to bring up on the stage. Please introduce yourself to the people.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Drea Nicole, straight out of Brooklyn, New York. R&B, soul songstress, singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, actress,
All
slash
right.
slash slash slash, all the above.
All right. So, ladies and
You're
gentlemen,
Jamaican girl.
uh-oh.
No, I am not. But I'm
Okay.
born and raised in Brooklyn. That is the next
Uh,
best thing.
So everybody
So
out there,
wagwan.
ah. Ah.
Drea Nicole is a singer who not only has changed everyone's perception of real music because she sings with a purpose. We want her to talk to us about not only who she is, but I want to give a shout out to her and her son. Where's my man at? Where's my boy at?
Oh, he's at his dad's house right now. He is not here,
All
but
right.
he does send his love. I see. I would have worn a Heritage Hip Hop T-shirt, but he got it. He jacked me for it. So
It's all good. We
I
got
don't
more.
have
We
it
got
no
new
more.
colors. And we got new colors and new things. So we'll send you another one. No problem. But to let you know what the show is about, this show is R&B conversation with a hip hop soul, and we talk about real life things as well as highlight you as an artist, because we feel if people don't know who you are, then they won't be able to fully connect and appreciate what your sound. So these gentlemen were introduced to you. I mean, me and you already, but I've introduced them to your music, and I can't wait to hear the questions that they have. So
Oh
I'm
gosh.
gonna I'm gonna pass the mic over to my bro, Big Nas, and we're gonna put you on the stage. And Nas, go ahead, man. Let her know about herself and what you
Sure.
think about her music.
I see you already done bossed up, man. I already heard in your introduction. You an entrepreneur, man, singer, songwriter. I want to ask you, like, how important is it for you not to have all your eggs in one basket? Because you're not just a singer; you have your own business, and you're also acting in the stage play. Am I correct?
Yes, yes. And we debuted the stage play last night. But how important is it? I think it's very important because, I just feel like if I'm blessed with these gifts, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm blessed with the gift to be able to sing. I'm blessed with the gift to be able to write. I'm blessed with the gift to be able to act. The entrepreneur side, that's something that was learned from my mom. But if I'm blessed with these gifts, I'm supposed to walk in the purpose of these gifts. So if the opportunity comes across where it's like, hey, like I'm part of a TV show called Addicted to Shoes. Now they put out an APB on Instagram for R&B singer. All right, cool. I do that. Let me go to the audition, right?
Word.
Go to the audition, and they was like, "Oh, we want you to read for one of the parts." It's not what I came here for, but you know what? God said,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
so I do it, and then I got to work.
yeah.
I just it's just in me. I'm supposed to use these gifts,
Mhm.
so I'm not going to turn down the opportunity to use them.
Right, right. That's dope, man.
All right, hey,
That's
pick
dope.
up.
Well, opportunities come a ball of batch. I was actually curious, how'd you come up with the track listing for musical therapy?
Whew, musical
Yeah.
therapy was a labor of love, but it basically musical therapy is really about my marriage and a little bit about life after it. I was married, got divorced. There was infidelity, there was lies. You could tell which songs apply to that. Um,
Yeah, that's that's good.
right. Yeah. With musical therapy, I kind of wanted to tell a story. You know, you got the beginnings of love, like with songs like Homecoming. Um, you got when I was coming out of it and hitting back into the dating world. That's what Disclaimer reflects. You know, now I'm back in this dating pool and I'm telling people, look, I'm not about turning it up. I'm not about to be sitting up in the club with you all night. That's not what I do. You know what I mean? um, you got the songs You Made Me, which tells about the turmoil in the middle
The
of all the
relation.
things where he was, you know, trying to tell me I'm changing. No, you made me change. Like I'm
Mm,
adapting to my environment right now. You know what I'm saying? So don't get mad at me. You made me. You made it this way. You set this precedent. You're supposed
mm,
to be the leader of the household. Well, you led us down this road.
mm-hmm.
You know, so it's just like, oh, it was such a labor of love. So much was going on during that time. It actually came out 2 years after it was supposed to, because at the same time my divorce happened, my mom passed away, and I was like
Oh wow.
navigating that. So
Yeah,
like when I think of musical therapy, I'm just like,
yeah.
I'm just glad that it came to fruition because some days I
Wow.
wasn't sure.
Wow. 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 That's a lot. That's definitely a lot.
Yeah,
Wow.
but it
My
was definitely
condolences.
my
Yeah.
baby. And it's
Mm.
crazy because my son, when he was in school, my oldest, not the little one
Oh,
that you
okay.
know, Karev, my older guy, when he was in school, he wrote a stage play called
Really?
at the same time that I was writing my album. And his
Oh
stage
wow.
play is called Musical Therapy. He wrote a
Oh
musical
wow.
about his life. And we didn't know. I didn't know what he was going to title the play. He didn't know I was titling my album. So
What?
he was like, yeah, I want to title my play. No, his play was Music Therapy. He was like, I want to title my play Music Therapy. I was like, no, you don't. And he was
Uh,
like, yes, I do. I
uh,
was like, but my album is going to be called Musical Therapy.
Damn, talk
Like,
about
what are
being
we
on one
doing
accord.
here?
Word.
But, you know, I guess great minds think alike. Shout out to my baby Isaiah and shout out to my little man Kev.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Since then, how do you feel like you evolved? You know, because I mean, obviously, you had real life changing things happening all around you, and it, you know, molded you from what you are to what you are right now. And, you know, it
Mhm.
helped guide you in that direction. How do you feel different?
I just feel like everything that happened in that time just gave me more conviction to move in my purpose. I guess you could say, because like I know that my mom wouldn't want me to be stagnant, because those things really like almost took me out.
Mm, yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie, those things almost took me out. And then a couple of years after, my best friend passed away. So
Wow.
it's just like all these things was, oh, I'm about to get emotional. All these things was like piling up on me at one time. And I wasn't sure. But I just knew that if I gave up, I would be disappointing them.
Mm,
My mom, my best friend, I would be disappointing them because they really truly believed in me. So I couldn't do that. And in that time, like I just did so many things. I remember going through my mom's stuff and I was reading her journal. I came across her journal and I didn't realize how much she admired my self-esteem,
mm.
because at the time, like I was over 300 pounds at one point.
Oh
But
wow.
I had the self-esteem of a chick that was a $125. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. But it was because of my mom. Like, my mom always dressed well. She was overweight as well, but she always dressed well. Always had her hair done. Like, so I was like, we cute. I don't know what the problem is. We cute. I never had to go looking for a man. I never had to be without a man. Like, I don't understand
Okay.
what the problem is. This was my mindset. But I read her journal and I didn't realize how much the weight bothered her, how much insecurities it gave her, but she never showed that to me. And she instilled so much confidence in me that like spilled it over into everything. Like, my mom would never go on stage to do anything. You couldn't pay her. I had to beg her to join the choir in church at one point. And I was like, come on, let's do this together. And she was like, I do not sing. I was like, Mom, you was an alto. You good. Just come on. And she joined the choir for like a few months. And then she was like,
Oh
yeah, you
wow.
sit down.
Oh wow. At least she did it though. A lot of people won't even do it.
Right. So I didn't know how much like these things bothered her. So then that's what kind of put the fuel into my weight loss journey. I was like, you know what? I'm doing it for us. I'm doing it for the both of us, so she could look down on me and be like, one of us got it. You know what I mean? We always did everything together anyway, so why not?
Word.
Yo, shout out to you. But
Word.
it's great to see you again as always. You snuck into one of my interviews. Shout out to Lily Mae.
Yo, I was thinking about it. That was so crazy. Like, I was literally in the bathroom doing my makeup. And we was about to go somewhere. And she was like, oh, I got to do this interview before we go out. I was like, all right, do your thing. I'll go do my makeup or whatever. And I hear your voice. And I come out the bathroom and I was like, is that correct? I was like, that's Heritage Hip Hop. I was like, no, that's my brother. I was like, tell him Drea Nicole said hi.
See, that's real love, y'all.
Wow.
I want to ask you a question because by listening to your music over time and through our introduction, I seem to believe that R&B is becoming a dead genre. That's just my personal belief, because realism and real stories are not being told. It seems to be more of a meme and caption filled genre now. I'm not saying there's people who don't do it. I'm just saying it's not highlighted as the language of love anymore. It's not highlighted as how to get over something or get through something. It's mainly used now as a side piece to hip hop. Do you feel the same way? And how does your music either show your belief or disbelief in that statement?
I feel the same way. I think we had a similar discussion like this before. It's like, I remember being younger, I could turn on the radio and I could practice what I hear on the radio to hone my skill of singing. It was challenging. It was it helped me put emotion in it because there was emotion in the music. There's no emotion in the music anymore. I even for me, even in hip hop, it's losing something. Hip hop was about telling your story and letting people know where you was from, what you was about, and this and other. Now it's just, I don't know, it's just feeling like a lot of gibberish most of the time, a lot of meaningless. I mean, it's catchy, but it's a lot of meaningless phrases thrown together to do whatever. So I do believe that R&B is losing some of its heart, yeah, it's in a weird place right now, and I'm hoping to save it from its extinction. At least the emotion of it, because I write from emotion. I write from what I'm going through. I write from what is happening to me. I feel like when you write something, when you music, poetry, whatever, you're supposed to tell a story. You're supposed to tell a coherent story.
Definitely.
And so I just hope that, we get back to that. And I feel like R&B is received from other people.
Races of people that don't look like us. And they say what Stephanie Mills said, and
People
it's the
more
truth.
than it's received from us.
Mhm.
You can't tell me if you ever listened to Bruno Mars' full album. You can't tell me he ain't doing R&B and those beats. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
Yeah, nah,
it's received more from other people than it is from us, which is wow, crazy.
Now, like me and Karev had this discussion before, man. Do you think R&B is even being played on the radio, like real R&B?
Not much. Not much. I don't even know like what the radio. I'm in Atlanta now. I don't even know what the radio stations are out here because I just listen to my playlist that I put together myself. But in New York,
Yeah,
it seems like the only way you're gonna get any piece of real R&B is if you throw on BLS.
yeah, either BLS or they got a throwback station now. That
They
plays
do?
Oh
like
yeah.
94.7.
94.7. Yeah.
Oh,
Pay,
see, I didn't even know that.
yeah, pay us for the
Yeah.
sponsorships since we shouted y'all out. Anyway.
Word. I got another one for you. I gotta shoot this other one at. Like when did you know that you had the gift? Like when was your first music experience, and when did you know that you had it? Like that you would get out there and rock the crowd like that.
Honestly, I'm still surprised. Like when I get worried, I'm like, if people are gonna receive me, and I get surprised when they do. I'm grateful for when they do, but I get surprised because I'll be like, especially now with how music has changed. But the first time I realized that I can affect people with my voice was in church. I was 11 years old, and I was in the children's choir. And at this point, I've never sung a solo anywhere or anything of that nature.
Right.
I just love music. Sang in my shower, sang in my room. I just love music.
Yeah.
There was a solo. It was given to me and two other girls.
Right.
And small church in Coney Island, we had to pass the mic to each other for our parts. And the other two girls, I don't know, they was in cahoots not to pass the mic to me to my part. They just wanted to keep passing it to each other in front of the congregation.
Wow.
Right. So my anger side got activated. And I was like, I'm just going to sing to the top of my lungs because this is my part.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's going to happen. So I just started singing as loud as I can. And I actually ended up being louder than the girl on the mic. And the congregation went bananas. Everybody went bananas.
What?
I was just mad. They took it as the spirit. Okay.
So you hear a bunch of "Sing, baby, sing."
You got it, baby.
And I was told, "Oh, you so anointed," and "Oh, this, that, and other." Because afterwards, I went in the bathroom and cried. Actually, I went in the bathroom and cried because I was like, "Why would they try to embarrass me like that in front of the church?" Like I went in the bath. I was 11. I went in the bathroom and cried. While I'm in the bathroom crying, all these older women are like, "Oh, baby, you are so anointed. You are so." I'm like, "Y'all ain't see what just happened?"
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, y'all ain't see what just happened. I think I even threatened one of the girls like afterwards when we was all eating.
But you do this again, I'm gonna cut your ass. Hallelujah.
When I think back on it, I'm like, that was the moment that I really, because with everybody's reaction, I was like, well, maybe, I can sing in front of people or whatever. And that was my first time having that kind of experience.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Right. So like you say, you still get surprised when people react to what they do to your music. Like, do you still get the butterflies? You get nervous on stage before that music drop, before you start doing your thing?
I get nervous like right before.
Yeah.
Like if a promoter or whoever put the show together comes to me, they like, "You're next." That's when I'm like, "Oh, okay, let me breathe. Before that, I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? Hey, as soon as they say you next, I'm like,
Good
all
Lord.
right, okay.
Almost.
But then once I get the first note out,
Yeah,
it all goes away.
yeah, yeah. Because I seen a lot of performances, man. Like you, it's like nothing. You just in there and you doing your thing. So I figured like, because like I used to do like talent shows back in the day. I used to get that feeling too. Like, who, you know what I mean? Like before you go out
Right,
there, but it's like it's like when you said once you get out there, then get the mic in your hand, then you start flowing. It's like it flows away. Like
right.
I see you doing your thing, man. It's
Thank
crazy.
you.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
no
You
doubt.
know what? A question. How was it since you talk about being on stage and performing there? How was it the first time you got into the studio and recorded? Because now there's nobody looking at you. It's only you and the mic. How was that first experience?
Well, my first experience in the studio was in high school, and I was in the studio with friends. Like, so did the girl group thing or whatever, and I was in the group. One of
No,
them
no, no, no,
actually,
no. I mean by yourself.
oh, by myself.
By yourself. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I
I'm
want to
I'm
hear.
trying to think of that. It was so long ago. I'm trying to think of that day. First time in the studio by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I realized how much of a
Mm.
perfectionist I was.
Oh, okay. How many takes did the first take needed?
It needed a few. And it wasn't because the engineer, anybody was like, oh, do that over. I was like, nah, I don't like that. Do it again. Nah, I don't like that. Do it again. And they like, you sure? I'm gonna hold on to this take just in case. I'll be like, no need to hold on to it, 'cause I'm gonna do it better. Just do it again. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember much about that day except for being extremely tired because I had to, well, and I still do all my backgrounds.
Okay.
All the backgrounds, all the harmonies, trying to figure out all the notes because you can't really figure out the notes until you get one note down and then you figure out what the next note should be or whatever. So, so I could get it sounding how it was sounding in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember like being extremely tired and I was like, I need background singers. I still ain't got none. I still,
Yo,
I still ain't got none.
that's interesting. How does a singer find background singers, and how do you search for that? That's very deep that you said that.
I don't know because I ain't got none.
Well,
When you find out, come tell me.
who would be in charge of that? Really, I'm kind of confused with that because hip hop, all you gotta do is just say, "Hey, yeah." You know what I'm saying? That's it. But then think about some of like the greatest songs with harmony in it. How do you like who's really in charge of finding those people who sound and blend well with you to
Right.
to help bring out your sound and not overhype themselves in the back? Like, how does you have no idea? Like, since you don't have none, like your
I
voice
have
that big.
no idea. I just figured people with a team, they hold auditions and they figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got for you.
Some of the greatest singers, but some of the
I have
greatest singers
no
started out as
idea.
background singers, right?
Huh?
Some of the greatest singers started off as background singers, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who Luther
Mhm.
used to everybody like Luther. Shout out to fat ass Luther who's dead. But who did he background sing for? Y'all know? Was it
I
Gladys
know
Knight?
he was a part of a group. Everybody think Never Too Much was a Luther song, but it was under another name. I know he sang background for a lot of people. Whitney Houston sang background too. Mariah Carey sang background too.
Brandy.
Lisa Fisher. She
Lisa
sang
Fisher
background
sang
for
background for Luther.
Luther. Right.
Tank.
Right.
Oh, so she all the hosts who's not on. We like to give a special shout out to Nika LaDean and her mom. Love, take care of family. Love is very important and special to us at the A&N R&B family and Heritage Hip Hop. So you want to say, may blessings come upon Nika and her mom. And she said, finding as a perfectionist, finding background singers is hard. And I understand that because you have to marry the sound. And me
Right.
and you talked about marrying the sound before, but I want to ask you this. Because I want to dig deep into, like, they're going to talk to you about music, but I want to dig deep into your philosophy, because listening to your music for years, I know there's something more to you than what you sing for and what you sing about. And one thing being, like, I'm the mental person of the show, I want to ask you this. We live in a society where love is dying in conversation. We have people on the internet talking about high value men, high value women, and how nobody's getting together. But strangely, children are being born every year. I don't understand that myself. And we also have people who talk about what is a man, what is a woman, what is this. Everybody's so quick to define who they are that they're forgetting about the love and the respect of society. When you sing about these things, is the reaction of the crowd from you a yes, this is what we need? Or is it like that conversation is good, but the world around us is so crazy, in your opinion?
Well, when you think about what I sing about, everybody's more like, yes, sis, I've been there. I know. Um, because my biggest tunes is about the fallout of love, and even about being in love is my biggest tunes are of the fallout of love. Um, but I will say, when I do sing songs like Homecoming, um, people say it makes them reminisce, which is sad because it makes them think back is not current. You know, I do believe love is lost because it's not presented out there like how it used to be. Like growing up, our TV shows reflected love. Our music reflected love. Um that's just we're so flooded with negativity on a regular that the love is fading. Everybody, when they talk about relationships, love is the last thing that they speak about. They speak about what the person has, what the person do, what they don't do. Nobody says that they want somebody to love them. They just want somebody with money that will do XYZ for them.
I said that to the woman in my family. I said, if you tell somebody you love them, no, if somebody tells you that they love you, ask them why. Don't say it back. And if the first thing they say is something that you do for them, that means they're elevating because you're serving them and they're not appreciating who you are. Right. And society seems to be so effed up that appreciation doesn't seem to be the main thing that we share anymore. We don't even have a common enemy. We're getting attacked on all sides. So, what do you think is music's purpose to a society that's at war all the time, who doesn't even know that it needs peace to escape the war during the day or the night?
I think music is like a time capsule. Music reflects what's going on at the time. Um, so with that being said, it's like the music is reflecting what's going on now. The only way to change the music is to change the people. Because the music is actually reflecting what's going on. It's love didn't disappear because it disappeared out of the music. It disappeared out of the people. And so they're not singing about it anymore.
That's deep.
So, it's people that's writing the music. It's people that's writing the lyrics. So until you change the people, you're not really going to be able to change the music. The love has to be there in order for them to put it out there.
Nah, let's pick up.
I mean, I understand where you're going from there, but like, do you like music inspires as well? Do you think music can inspire people to get together to stop the drama and sit down and love each other for them and not for what you give them, or just to get together as a unity period?
Yeah, I think it can do that. Absolutely. I think it can absolutely do that. Music is an amazing thing.
Right.
And it can absolutely inspire people to do better. Like back in the days, that's what they used to sing about. Marvin Gaye, what's going on? Like
Hmm.
try
Yeah.
to spark something into people, but it was sparked in him to put that message out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like something has to spark with these people. This generation is so desensitized on
Yes.
everything. Like
You're right about that.
there's a lack of remorse, there's a lack of empathy, there's a lack of sympathy. There's no regard for life. You know, you see a group of teenagers cursing on the corner. If a old person or older person come by, they don't stop. They don't stop. I had somebody say to me, they was like, I know that you're a good mom. And I was like, how you know that? And he said, because your son was outside with his friends, the older one was outside with his friends. And she said from down the street, she could hear all the filth, flooring, filth come down. But as soon as he saw her and caught eye contact, he was like, nah, she go to my church. We gotta calm that down.
Mhm.
And that doesn't happen anymore. That does these kids is
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a form of showing respect right there. You're right about that.
Right. And people don't have that respect. When somebody could wake up in the morning and say that they're gonna go rob a church, or if
Mm,
somebody could
mm,
wake up
mm.
in the morning and go beat up an old lady for her pocketbook, like there's
Yeah,
so much missing. And it's like because we get inundated with all these images of we could do whatever we want because we feel like it.
hmm,
There's
that's
no self,
ridiculous.
there's no self-discipline. There we go. There's no self-discipline
Yeah.
at
Well,
all.
I got a question for you. Since you said, the love left the people, what would you suggest to get the love back into the people?
Mm, that's a good question. I feel like everything starts at home. I don't know, maybe that's the old school in me. I feel like
Hmm.
everything starts at home. Um, and then you as a parent, I know it's easy to get caught up in um working and providing and this, that, and the other, and you forget about the nurturing and the loving and you know, a lot of kids they have their parents there, but they kind of out there for self because the parents they're working, they're doing this, they're doing that, and the kids
Hmm.
gotta fend for themselves because mama gotta work a double, or or dad has two, three jobs or whatever. And I think that if um I don't know how to do it, but I think if the world got back to family and loving on each other, it would start reflecting in all other areas.
Mm.
I got
What,
two
what,
questions for you. I'm sorry. Hey, you
okay.
want to do another one? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. What was your early influences, you know, to give us the product that we have here today? Who are your influences, and what was it like for you early on,
But as far as musically,
just personally?
oh, just personally, um, early my influence is my mom, but single mom. You know, my dad was in the streets, in and out of jail, on drugs, this, that, and the other. They were teenage parents. So she was 16, he was 17 when I came about. And I could say my mom understood the assignment.
Mm.
My mom understood the assignment. And I didn't want for nothing. I didn't have to look for nothing. And she just told me anything that I concentrate on and put my mind to, I can absolutely do. And I go by that to this day. If I put my mind to it enough, I would absolutely do it.
Mm.
And then my family was so close when I was growing up. It was after church on Sunday, we go to Aunt Cookie house for
Mm.
dinner. Um,
Mm.
Fish fries once a month, card games,
Mm.
family reunions every year.
Mm.
We had a family club where we did smaller events to make money for the family reunion at the end of the year. We had
Oh, that's
Western
dope.
dances. We had all kind of stuff happening just so that we had enough money to pull off the family reunion at the end of the year.
Wow.
Every summer, I went to South Carolina and I stayed with my Aunt Judy and my Uncle Ronnie for the summer. From the time that I got out of school until it was time for me to come back to school. I
Okay.
stayed with them in South Carolina. That's how I learned
What part of South Carolina?
Greenville.
Okay. All right. I got family in
Mhm.
Charleston. All right. Go ahead.
In Greenville, South Carolina. And my family is originally from Wilmington, North Carolina. My mom was the first one born in New York.
Oh, wow.
So I grew up with the Chitterlings. I grew up with the Hogmaws. I grew up. If you go to my Aunt Cookie house and she tell you that there's no pork in the greens, don't believe her. Run the other way. If you're not down with having pork on your fork because she will lie to you.
She like, I cook it, you gonna eat
Right,
it.
right. So that's the family structure I grew up with. My Aunt Cookie and my Uncle David has been married for I think it's like 56 years now.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right.
My Aunt Bookie and Uncle she gonna kill me. Erase the
Uh-oh.
Boogie. My Aunt Lois, she told me I had to stop calling her Boogie. I don't know how to.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good.
She want her government now. I don't know how to do that, so I'm gonna just apologize. I'm sorry, Aunt Boogie. I'm trying.
And you did it again.
And I did it
Oh,
again.
look, she did it again.
You can't wait till I get grown and want to change. You should have said this when I was like 5. Like, now we in too deep right now. I don't know what to do. But her and my Uncle John, they was married for like 30 something years before he passed. And it's just this is what I've seen. This is what I know. And we loved on each other. We loved on each other. And my grandma was the glue. She really was the glue. And it's when she passed that it seemed like things slowly dissipated. But for me, that foundation is still there.
All right. Well, let's change the direction of the interview because we got somber, we got sad, we got hopeful, we got family. But I want to get to the heart of why you here. Brooklyn is everywhere, as you know.
Building.
Let me ask you this question: what was the culture shock of performing in Brooklyn to performing in Atlanta? How did it change you?
The culture shock is the level of more support, less competition. I'm sorry, but I don't know if it's because everybody is doing the same thing or whatever, but people are very competitive in New York and not as forthright to support. I come out here and there's I was coming to Atlanta performing before I moved here. I was doing a lot of back and forth, even during quarantine, because Atlanta didn't know what quarantine was. I'm sorry, they didn't know what quarantine was.
I heard about that.
Yes, and I came out for a couple of shows in the middle of quarantine, and I was like, "Oh Lord, I'm free! I'm free for a couple of days." I normal for a couple of days, yeah, it's just like people are so accessible in Atlanta. Like people of a certain stature, you could bump into people anywhere, and they're willing to talk to you. and they're willing to, drop jewels on you, and just like a normal person. In New York, they behind the velvet rope. You can't talk to them right now. They not taking no pictures. They not doing no this. They not doing all that. They just here to collect whatever check they collecting, and then they gonna be out. That's one of the big differences that I see. There's people that's doing phenomenal things that I have met them before I even moved out here. And then I come out here to one of their events and I'm like, they ain't gonna remember me. And then they be like, yo, Drea, what's good? And I'll be like, son, what's good? Like, you gonna come sit over here with me? I sure is. Let's go.
Pick up.
I mean, in New York, don't get me wrong. In New York, I get mad love in New York. I get mad love in New York. Just stuff with like the celebrities and with some of the other people is just more competitive. And I really feel like whatever's meant for you is meant for you. Can't nobody take it away. So I don't feel like I'm in competition with anybody because what is meant for me is already written.
Right.
I'm going to get that regardless. I don't care if you get yours first. Kudos. I hope when your cup runneth over, it runs on to me.
No doubt. No doubt.
When I see people around me elevating, that means that I'm in the vicinity. You know what I'm saying? Nobody around me is elevating. I'm in the wrong place.
True. I got a question. So, what was a jewel that somebody dropped on you that you could share with us?
Somebody, and he's no longer here. He was a promoter that I used to deal with all the time, Sweet Jones. And he told me, he said, don't be so quick to like jump to the next single or jump to the next song or jump to the next thing. Give your song time to breathe. He was like, you're independent. You don't have the push that the major artists have where they could just keep popping out singles. He was like, you have to build on your single. If you keep releasing stuff and don't have nobody to release it to because you're not building on one song long enough, he was like, people ain't paying attention. You got to let it breathe. As I don't drop singles back to back. My last single I dropped was in July. Before that, the single before that was in November. I don't drop singles back to back. I try to let it breathe, give it as much promotion as I can. Like my latest single, I'm out. I'm actually going to re-release it because I just signed a distribution deal with It's Gorgeous Music.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm actually going to re-release it through It's Gorgeous so it could get the push that it didn't get while I had it on my own because it's a fire record. If I do say so myself.
And you got that push now. And now you got that push.
I got that push now. So
you're like, go ahead, Dre. Go ahead, Dre.
Right. And I even re-released some of the singles off of Musical Therapy recently just because my old Instagram got hacked. So I got a whole bunch of new people who's really not familiar with Musical Therapy.
Right.
So get to know me.
Word. All right. So now we talked about the inspiration behind Musical Therapy. Now, when you start on your next project, like what do you think the inspiration will be behind that one?
I think it's gonna be more of because I've been in Heartbreak Hotel City for a while. Because like I said, Musical Therapy was about my ex-husband, and then I turn around and I release I'm Out, and I'm Out was about a relationship that I had after my marriage, which was actually a little worse. So I think my next full project is going to be more about life after. You don't have to stay in that place forever, and you don't have to dwell on it too long. There is a life after. And it's going to be more about that life after.
Now, who were the musical inspirations behind your album?
Musical inspirations. Hmm. I think I keep the same musical inspiration. Well, probably because I only listen to my own playlist. But
That's dope. Words. Got to inspire
Yeah,
yourself. Yeah.
gotta get your numbers up. So hey, you know, man.
I mean,
Shoot.
and not to say my playlist is only of me, but like I listen to the same people over and over. Like I'm big on 90s hip hop and R&B.
No
Me too.
doubt.
So
Word.
Salute for
my
that one. Yeah.
inspirations is the Marys, the Keisha Coles. If there's anybody of this era that's an inspiration, is like Ella May,
Yeah.
her. I like Doja Cat because she's very versatile.
Mhm.
I like Doja too.
Yeah, she's very versatile. Like I got into a discussion with somebody who was like, is she a singer, is she a rapper? I was like, why can't she be both?
Word.
Why can't she just do it all?
You right.
Why you gotta be put in the box? Stop putting baby in the corner.
Yeah. Lauren Hill
Hey,
did it. Yeah,
don't want to get body
Lauryn
by
Hill did it. Missy Elliott did it.
definitely.
Why can't Doja do it?
Yeah.
get body by a
Um,
singing nigga.
you know, and that's why I tell people like I'm a singer with a rapper spirit because my song I'm out.
Yeah.
A rapper probably could come through and I do a lot of cussing, but a rapper could come through on that song and probably do those lyrics as a rapper.
Word.
I just
Word.
do it
Word.
melodically.
Melodically, yeah. Got you. I got a question for you. Who do you feel you would match perfectly to do a collabo album with?
Okay.
Heritage hip hop. Well, you go ahead.
That too. If I had to pick a person, it
Or
gotta be my girl Mary. It gotta be
oh,
Mary J.
okay,
Because
outside of Mary, because you've been saying Mary the whole interview. Let anybody, somebody
I
else
get
besides
compared
Mary.
to her so much. Like I would be remiss if I didn't say that. Like I get compared to her so much that now in Atlanta, I'm the Mary J of Atlanta.
Oh
Like I thought
wow,
I was going to get a different response, but
Yeah.
no. In
Besides,
in New York, I was Little Mary Kim because you know that whole
wow.
rapper spirit. So they had to throw Little Kim in there for some reason.
Little
I was
Mary
Little Mary
Kim.
Kim, and now
Little
I'm
Mary
Mary J
Kim.
of Atlanta. I can't get away from it.
Oh, what you call you now? It what? Down in
man,
Huh?
Atlanta? What
Huh?
they call you? What they call you in Atlanta?
The Mary J of Atlanta.
The Mary J of Atlanta.
Mary J. Blige of Atlanta.
Lil Kim Mary.
Little Mary Kim.
Lil Mary Kim. Lil Mary
Little Mary
Kim.
Kim.
Lil Mary Kim. Lil Mary Kim. Okay.
now, what would be
Because
your
I
dream?
do the colorful hair.
Yeah.
You might get 16 bars in one of my songs every once in a while. You know, so I got turned into a Little Mary Kim. They said if Biggie, Mary J. Blige, and Little Kim had a baby, it'd be me.
Little Mary Carey.
Yeah. Yeah.
I asked, didn't I?
What would be your dream collabo with a male artist? Because I see like when Avant and Kiki Wyatt get together, they make magic. Like who would be your
Mm,
who would be your dream duet with a male artist? Like which one would you like to work
a
with?
dream duet. Neo, Usher,
Mm.
hell, Bruno Mars. My son turned me into a Bruno Mars fan.
Yeah.
That little one
Wow.
turned me into a Bruno Mars fan. I didn't know. He put me on, and I'm like,
Uptown Funk.
my favorite song on there is so-called Too Hard to Say Goodbye.
Mm.
That song, my son gets sick of me playing. I play it over and over. It's so R&B. It's so R&B, and you don't get that from nobody. And it's just so good. It's R&B, but it's good R&B. It's just so good. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that on the male side, yeah, maybe Tank. I opened up for Tank once. He's a cool.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I opened up for Tank for New Year's Eve. I think it was going from 2018 into 2019, that
Okay.
New Year's Eve. hmm
That's dope.
And he
Right
was
before
cool
COVID.
right before COVID. I'm glad I
Right
got that
before
one in
COVID.
though. I'm glad
Word.
I got that one in though. And everybody was cool. They let me bring my kids. They had to stay
Oh,
in the balcony away from the drinking and stuff. But
yeah,
they let me
definitely.
bring them because I was
Yeah,
like, New Year's Eve, I like to be with my kids. Like, that's my
yeah,
plan every year for New
It's
Year's.
like bring their asses to it. We gonna put them up there.
Right, right. My son was drinking cranberry juice out of a glass. I was like, don't get too comfortable trying to make it. That drink is red, red. Ain't nothing. Little
yeah.
man fell asleep in the corner by like 10:30. It was crazy. I woke him up when the ball dropped. I was like, Happy New Year. He said, and pulled his coat over his head.
Shout out to my guy. That's my guy right there.
Yeah,
AKA the bodyguard. That's my dude right there.
Yeah, everybody calls him security. I told him, I'm gonna get you a shirt that says security.
Hey, look, check this out. Ms. Nicole, we're going to touch on some other topics, but we have some segments in our show that we would like for you to be a part of. And
Okay.
one of the segments that we're going to do, how should we do it? You pick. Do you want to hear some wasted potential or do you want somebody to set the mood? What do you want?
Set the mood.
All right. So we have a segment on our show where we talk about special aromas in certain songs that set the mood with this gentleman right here.
This guy. I knew he
He
was going to say.
He has the remedy for people who want to smell good, impress somebody, and throw their ankles in the air. So, Mr. Johnson, Big A, we want you to talk about what's going on with a mood setter. So, Adiyar, Big A, would you please set the mood for the people for this show?
No problem. This week we've got Ralph Lauren's Ralph's Club cologne for men. This is a very high standard cologne. It has keynotes of vetiver, lavandin, patchouli, and cardamom. This right here is definitely one of those high standard smells. When you wear this, you will get noticed. You will get noticed. This is not cheap, but it's worth the penny. This is definitely worth the penny. It's not going to dig in your pockets like some of the other exclusives I've shown in the past, but it's definitely worth every penny. And the song I have to go with this right here to show the sexiness of this, it's a song by Ari Lennox, and the song is called Grandpa. If you know the song, you know the scent, or if you know the scent and you know the song, you know what type of mood we setting right down. So check that out. Oh, yes, yeah, this is definitely a This is one of this yeah. This is what I in the fragrance community they call a panty dropper.
Oh,
So, question.
Yes. What's up?
I'm somewhere with somebody very special. Shout out
Okay.
to Rock. And
Okay.
I have that granddad smell on that you talking about. You put on. And
Oh, this is not a no. Let me clear you up, sir. This is not a granddad smell. This is yeah. You
I think the
I see you in the
song was called
morning.
Granddad or something like that.
Oh, the song.
The song. The song is called Granddad. Yes, this is Ralph Lauren's. It's called Ralph's Club. That's the name of the cologne. Ralph's Club. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm putting that on, and I want to stimulate some panty gravy. What Drea Nicole song am I going to put on that's going to help me get my neck sucked on very softly?
Okay, neck gets sucked on softly.
Also, white tradish.
You know what? I would go with the last track on Music Therapy, Girl Like Me, the beautiful bully mix, something like that. That will get that's the up tempo groove. When you hear it, you feel it. Yeah, it's one of those right there. That's you want to check that out. Have a couple sprays of this with a little bit of that. Have that playing in the background. You ain't got to have it loud. It's background music, but it's good vibe music, and it's gonna have a good night vibe too.
Miss Nicole, I want to ask you a question. You ain't expecting that, did you?
I ain't expecting to say girl like me. I like it. I like it. And you know, Karev, you inspired the beautiful bully part. You was the first person to call me a beautiful bully.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Heritage hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Tell the story behind that before I ask my question. That's deep. How'd that happen?
What, the beautiful bully part?
All that.
Well, on the song, the song "Girl Like Me" was actually written by a guy. That's the one song on the album I did not write. Well, did not write
No.
completely. So, there's a guy, Off-Need the UFO, awesome singer, songwriter. You could look him up or whatever. I've been officially abducted into his world. Um, he had his song "Guy Like Me." And we both was on A-Train Music at the time. And we used to have these meetings every 2 weeks where we would debut new songs and we would get everybody's feedback on the song. So he debuted Guy Like Me. And I'm listening to the words and I'm like, you know, you change up a couple of words. That sounds like something Drea Nicole would be singing. So I approached him after the meeting and I was like, okay, you just need to give me the song. Let me switch up a couple of words here and there. I was like, I'm gonna come up with my own rhyme. And yeah, you need to like just give me the song. And he was like, I'm gonna think about it. I guess this is where the beautiful bully comes in. He tells everybody I thugged him out of the
Sounds like a thug. Sounds like a beautiful
He
thug.
rolled up on me at the elevator, was like, that's my song. But yeah, so like a couple of weeks later, he called me on my phone. He was like, you can have it. He was like, I'm still gonna come out with my version. I was like, all right, you be guy like me, I be girl like me. One day we'll hit the stage together and sing both our versions. It's all
That'd
good.
be dope. That'd be
Nah,
dope.
yeah,
That'd be
Yeah.
dope. Word. That'd be
I was
dope.
like, just as long as I get to have it now, you know, whatever you want right now. So yeah. And so I just changed up a couple of the words to make it more feminine. And that's how Girl Like Me was born. That last interview that I did with Heritage Hip Hop that's on YouTube now, where Little Man did his little cameo in it. That was the first time you called me a beautiful bully because you was like, you fight, but you're cute. Like you're a beautiful bully. So since that kind of coincides with how I got Girl Like Me, we got Girl Like Me, the beautiful bully mix.
and history has been made.
Word.
History has been made.
I appreciate that. But here's my question I have for you. You set the mood with your voice and with your style. How did you come up with your style? And I don't mean how you sing. I'm talking about the lashes. I'm talking about the shades where they, you know, they under your eyes and they highlight your eyes and your outfit. How did you put your momtrepreneur on, where not only were your mom and you know you're hustling with the music, but you also have fashion and other things to round out not only your style in music, but your style as a woman and as a hustler as well?
Honestly, you know, people ask me about my style all the time. I just wear what I like. Buy what I like. And a lot of times an idea will come to me in a dream of what to put on. Like I think about what's in my closet and I think about what I could throw together. I have no rhyme or reason. I get an idea.
Mhm.
I do look at, you know, I'm an online shopper now, so I'm always shopping in my phone, and I do see a lot of different things, and I might not see a use for it now, but I'll be like, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna use it one day. I'm gonna just get this now, and I'm gonna use this one day. I got stuff in my closet that I just started wearing that I probably bought like 2 years ago.
Wow.
It just the inspiration got to hit me to get it. And like the glasses with I think you talk about my rhinestone glasses.
I love those. Yes.
I love them too. And I thought they was dope because I get to wear my longest lashes and don't have to worry about them hitting the lens. Like this was my whole thought process behind getting these glasses. I could have cute glasses, look at things without having to worry about a lens, and wear my longest lashes.
Shout out to the bro.
There
Shout out
was
to the
no,
brother.
I think this is going to be a big thing. But when I wear those glasses everywhere I go, they get so much attention, and I'm like,
because you set the mood. That's style. Like only thing I think artists take for granted. Style speaks just as loud as your talent. Because when you make a presentation and you present yourself genuinely, there's something about you someone will always remember. Someone's going to always remember you for your clothes. Someone's always going to remember you for your voice. Someone will remember your first impression. And if you're an artist, if your song really is good or bad, they're going to remember that shit.
right.
So I gave you a lot of credit because where some people are too scared to be themselves, you've only been yourself, but you're manufactured something that makes you live and perceive more than the music because you're styling other people, and people are jealous and they're biting you. So I mean, as a trendsetter, how does that feel?
I'm a trendsetter.
Yeah,
Say word.
Word.
word. You didn't know?
W-O-R-D.
You know, because it's not like it's anything I set out to do. You know, I kind of been this way before people was looking at me. Even, like I said, my mom always dressed to the nines everywhere that she went. Like this is how I was raised. This is what you do. You're supposed to be put together. You're supposed to have clean underwear when you leave the house because you don't know what's going to happen when you leave the house. Like these. You don't want to get into a car accident and they gotta take your clothes off and you got on dirty drawers. Like this is the thing.
Why are they stripping you in a car accident?
I don't know. I don't know. You have to ask my grandmama on that one because she said that one. She said you don't want to get into a car accident and they have to take your clothes off and you got on dirty underclothes.
Woo, boy.
Shout out to grandma. I love you, grandma. Grandma is the best. But Miss
So you have to ask her. But even my grandma dressed to the nines. Like the women in my family, they put it on. They put it on. So this is just how I am. My choreographer, TikTok, he's like, you look like an artist everywhere you go. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yes, that's true. Yes.
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm going to the store right now. I got on a t-shirt and some stretch pants. He's like, I know, but you look like an artist doing it. Okay.
You shine when you do your thing.
Support.
Salute
thank you
to the people who support, because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want you to support the great artists, and not only that, buy their music. We don't want you to rent their music. You know what I'm saying? But we also have another segment I would like for you to take part in called Wasted Potential by this gentleman right here. Yes, so Nas the Romantic, please take us there.
We got you. So you said one of your dream duets will be with Neo?
Yes.
Damn it, I'm going to give you Neo. All right. Off his 2006 debut album, In My Own Words, track number 7 is called Sign Me Up. Sign Me Up. Now, this is the track right here that you up there, you spit your game to basically a boss lady, like the one we on our show today. All right. He tells her, you're a millionaire's wife, well above mistress. You know what I mean? He said when he comes at her, he comes correct. So for some reason, this song never got, I never heard it on the radio. The most I've seen of it being on video was a live performance, AOL performance on YouTube. Dope ass track, fast joint, club banger to me. You know, Sign Me Up by Neo.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take it back to Miss Nicole. But first, before we do that, Nas, as an independent artist, a lot of independent artists have songs that you would like and you would like to have the world to hear. If you had to introduce Drea Nicole to the world, what one song would you pick and what would you want them to appreciate her from?
That's kind of hard. So I got like 4.
I'll give all 4.
All right, I got Homecoming. I got Disclaimer.
Classic.
I got He Don't Know.
Classic.
and Girl Like Me.
And I believe in that.
Now, for the simple fact that you guys in the radio world ain't picked these joints up and play them on your stations yet, is an atrocity.
They suck.
You know? You see her in the performances.
Truly.
Hell, you see her in the plays.
Love it.
You got all her music.
I do.
But you're not playing it on the radio.
Shame on you.
What's going on? What's going on? Like Girl Like Me, that's that you better come correct type joint.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Disclaimer. I think disclaimer to me would be the answer back to Sign Me Up. So yeah, you give me the disclaimer. All right, cool. Sign me up.
And there's a video for disclaimer too.
Word. And there you go. So you got the video, put the damn song on the radio.
There you go.
And there it is.
Usually I'm like they call me the slow jam man. I love a good ballad, but like those are so like well aside from Homecoming, those are like so like up tempo and catchy. Like I couldn't like those are the ones I had on repeat. I listened to music, those are the 4 I had on repeat. Like the disclaimer, he don't know a Girl Like Me, those like the up tempo joints I had on repeat. Like yo, those are the jams right there. And the Homecoming was like, yeah, I dig that. That's what I want when I come home. Feel me? Like, take care of me.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. And fun fact about Homecoming, the stage play that I'm a part of, Left Me Standing at the Altar. Homecoming has been incorporated into the stage play.
Nice.
I actually sing it. I sing it to my husband in the play.
Nice.
Oh, that's dope.
Talk about your acting then, and how the music has been incorporated, and how that helps grow you as an artist.
The acting is so much fun. It's fun to be somebody else for a little while. Yeah, so like currently in the stage play Left Me Standing at the Altar by Schaefer Harrington. I'm also on a web series starting from scratch. That's with Chawn City Films, Chawn City TV Films. And and the TV show Addicted to Shoes, the Kevin Townley thing that I kind of touched on earlier. Yeah, acting is great. Like I'm actually starting to get paid for acting. I'm going like
go ahead. Vocal cord thespian.
Of course, the musicals are fun. Like the stage play, the musicals are always going to be fun because I love musicals. Like my video for disclaimer was based off of Grease. That's my favorite movie of all time. Believe it or not.
Oh, I love Grease.
Man, I'm one of those people. I could be cleaning my house and Grease would be on the TV and I could recite it word for word without even looking at the screen. Like I am that person when it comes to Grease. I'm that annoying.
I love the one that I love at the end.
Yes. So if you look at my video disclaimer, the first look in the video, that's Sandy 1. And the second look in the video where I got the leather jacket and everything, that's Sandy 2. And it's based in Coney Island, a carnival.
Oh, that's slick. That's clever. I like that. That.
Everybody who knows me. They was like, you had to do Grease. Your daggone Skippy. I had to do Grease. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I was one of those people that ran out and bought the 25th anniversary DVD and CD.
Oh, I got it on DVD too. I can't front.
Right. Like they like, but you know the movie already. So now I can put it on when I'm ready to put it on.
It's a classic. It's a classic. You know what? I got a question for you. So since you're speaking about Grease, we both love Grease.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first musical on stage that you seen that you weren't a part of that you liked?
The first musical that I seen on stage.
While you think, I'll tell you mine. Mine was Showboat. I went to go in a high school trip. Went to New York and we got to see Showboat, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. I've seen more than one play, but Showboat was the play that like it stuck here, and I was like, yo, I loved it. came out, started singing the songs. They was like, "You remember that quick?" I was like, "Yo, that was a good ass show." Like, I loved it. And
Right.
I was a part of chorus in high school, so that was our trip. So that was one of those things. So that was my experience. What was your experience?
Mama, I Want to Sing.
Oh, you saw that on stage. I did see
That
that as a kid. I saw that as a kid with my mom.
Yeah, I was a kid. I know I'm dating myself, but I was a kid. But Mama, I Want to Sing.
Now, how impact was that for you? What impression did it leave on you?
It left a huge impression because, like, in the beginning of the play, the girl was like my age at the time. It showed her as a little girl, so it just kind of just reinforced that I can do anything if I just put my mind to it. Spirit, it just reinforced that for me. And as far as like just musicals in general, like my mom, she was big on musicals, so like she loved My Fair Lady and West Side Story and things like that. Like these are the things that I grew up on. So you throw some singing and some acting and some, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Rent, Dreamgirls, Cadillac Records. You throw some acting and singing, I'm here for it.
There's some classic movies you just named.
Cadillac Records.
Yeah. Or Dreamgirls. Yeah, that's some classic movies.
Yeah, those are the movies that stop me in my tracks. Like I might have somewhere to go, but if it's on the TV, it's like a crapshoot. Like if I'm really leaving now, I'm gonna sit here and finish watching this right now.
They're gonna be alright about a couple minutes late.
And I get mad. I'll be like, why they gonna put this on today? I got stuff to do.
Like, what other genres of music do you like?
I like rock. I like country.
Dope, yeah.
Pop.
What's your favorite rock
song? Gospel.
What's your favorite rock song?
My favorite rocks. Okay, I got two. Pour Some Sugar on Me, Def Leppard.
Oh, a little wild one, huh?
And Into the Sandman.
Oh, everybody loves that. Everybody loves that.
That's Nas' song. That was remember.
Yeah.
Beer Man and all that.
Yo, I don't know what it is about that song, but like the first time I heard it, a friend of mine, her name is Dana. She played it. We was in her house, and I was in the back, and she was like, "I'm gonna go put on some music." I was in the bathroom or something like that, and I came out. I was like, "What is this?" What is this? And I think we played it like 10 times in a row.
Yeah, the way your head started bobbing, shit.
Just going around her mom's apartment, like, yeah, like,
you kind of like me, because I'll just be walking around the house. I had a YouTube playing. If something catches my ear, I'm like, I'm on it. Like it was a song by Clean Bandit called Rather Be. You know that joint? It was like it just happened. Like it comes in with like the way the violins were playing in the beginning, and then it comes in with like the kind of like techno beat. Like it just caught my ear. I fell in love with the song. So you kind of like me. I kind of miss the because I don't have cable anymore. I kind of miss like the old cable stations where it just played music
all day.
And that's how you would find like different artists and stuff like that. Like all the time.
Right. And I love not to sound cliche, because I think that a lot of people will say this song, but Bohemian Rhapsody, I love Queen. I really love Queen, but I do love Bohemian Rhapsody. That was the first song that made me think about listening to more songs from Queen. And there's an R&B version by this group called the Braids of Bohemian Rhapsody that I used to sing all the time. Cause I was like, they made Bohemian Rhapsody R&B. You're speaking my language right now.
Yeah, I think
to my heart right now.
I think "Buy Me Love" by Blackstreet. That's a remake from the Beatles, ain't
it?
Yeah, that that's the only one I know. Yo, my first introduction.
Bohemian Rhapsody was such an unorthodox song. Yeah. It does not finish the way that it started. at all. At all. But when you slow it down and listen to the lyrics, I swear I think about a man who just got arrested and he's singing like this love letter to his mom. It's like, Mama, I just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pull my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life has just begun, and now I'm going and throwing all away. It's like he's apologizing for the choices that he made.
It's like a whole scenario.
Yeah. I wasn't getting that on the original version. On the original version, it was just fun.
Yeah.
But when you slowed them lyrics down, I was like,
got a chance to really listen to them. Like,
I was like, oh snap.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with I Will Survive.
Oh wow.
Everybody dance around to the Gloria Gaynor version, which is an amazing version, don't get me wrong. But that Shantae Savage, when she slowed the words down, it's different.
Yeah.
Completely. I sing it at karaoke all the time. It's different completely.
That's deep. Y'all teaching me stuff because I never listened to Bohemian Rhapsody a day in my life. So
really?
I'm gonna listen to it. No, I never listened to it. Never heard it.
Yo. What you looking at the big dummy?
No, I never listened to it. I know of the song, but I never heard the song.
Yeah,
like,
she's right.
I've never seen The Matrix. It's like, yeah.
Bro, you gotta listen to the lyric. Listen to the lyrics though, because like she's saying, like he's describing something, but people get caught up in the emotion of the song and the music.
The theatrics of the song, because the original is very theatrical.
Yeah, it starts off as a ballad before it turns to a rock song. And he's like singing and yeah. This
y'all gonna make me turn on my you don't understand the fact that you never really listened to it. I'm like, oh man, school is in session. Like, dude.
VH1 they actually had a list and they had it as the top number one song, rock song, because it had the mixture of a lot of things, of a ballad, a rock song, the strong melodies, because you had the guitar melodies toward the end, and the opera, and they literally had an opera in the middle of the song. In the middle of the song, they had an opera in it. I was like, yo, and it fit. Everything fit from the beginning to the end.
And you're not mad at it. It puts you through so many emotions, but you're not mad at it.
Yo, shout out to Wayne's World, who took that and made a damn movie because they did such a good job on Saturday Night Live. That segment ended up becoming an actual movie because of that song.
Yep.
Right.
Literally because of that song. It's literally only because of that song. That's how powerful that song is.
Well, I'm gonna move on from that because obviously I don't know nothing about it.
Oh man.
I'm gonna ask this question. We're gonna fade off in a little bit, but I want to ask this question. Me and Nas had a conversation earlier, and we talked about Nas, you can help me out with this. We talked about the age of the TV sitcom and how we had songs that went with the TV shows.
Right.
I want to ask you this. This is me just asking a question. If I wanted to remake Living Single and put you in the show, who would you cast to be in there in the show with you? And would you sing the theme song?
Who would I cast to be in the show with me?
Yeah, who you gonna play? Who's gonna be there with you?
He shall be Overton. Just because you like skin, nigga. Just because you like skin, nigga.
Yo, Overton is funny as hell, yo.
As far as who I would play,
yep.
I'm torn between Khadijah and Regine. Only because I feel like I'm a mix of both in a way. As far as because with Regine, with like the fashion and the hair and the makeup and all that stuff, but then I'm more like Khadijah because you might get punched in your face if you say the wrong thing. And the whole entrepreneurial thing, you know, I kind of relate to both characters. I still watch that show on a regular TV. They be running like marathons.
So do I.
I still watch it. Let's see. If See, it's personal people that I will put in the
Do
other room.
tell.
You
Let's
want me to
go.
pick celebrities or like,
Whoever you want, it's your dream.
okay. Kyle Barker, I think I will put Offney the UFO. I think I will put him as Kyle Barker. He just has that smoothness about him, a smooth voice as well. I think he would fit well in that role. Sinclair, I'll put my friend Dawn. She's been my closest friend since I was 11. Her, she was my bestie to the left of me, and the one that passed was the bestie to the right of me. Like they were my sounding boards or whatever. And she's still here, and she is Sinclair. She is Sinclair. She's the one to rub your back and go woo 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 woo. Still be okay. Woo 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 woo. Maxine. Mm. Hmm. I need time to think about this. Who would be Maxine? I don't know. Maybe Fee, the one that passed, but she was a little more thugged out than that. She had a lot of Maxine-like qualities. Or my friend Rosetta, she could be Maxine. Because she's slim, dark-skinned, and like to eat. And she's a boss in her own right. And she's a boss in her own right. So yeah, Rosetta will probably be Maxine. Because I could see Rosetta running for office and this and that, but she also come over, sit on your couch and eat all your food. Yep. She would be Maxine. Overton.
That man up there said he wanted to be Overton. So he wants to be in your show.
All right, you got it. You got Overton.
That's what I'm talking about. Good.
I just want to be Kyle. Let me be Kyle Barker. That's all. Just let me be Kyle Barker. I ain't got the deep voice, but baby, I got the class.
And I'm gonna watch.
I love it.
So let's
And I would
go.
definitely sing the theme song.
Word.
Let's go on a high note though. Nas, why don't you go first? Why don't you go give Drea what you want to give us as far as what's your song of the week and something you want her to answer?
Okay, song of the week.
Yeah.
Like I said, well, song of the week is gonna be disclaimer. You already knew that because that was like the answer back. Well, yeah, it's kind of back and forth between disclaimer and sign me up. So, she's gonna come at you with the disclaimer, and like I said, I'm gonna be like, I could dig that. Sign me up. You know what I'm saying? So, disclaimer. That's my song for the week. My last question for you is, okay, as a parent, I used to listen to this song by Music Soul Child called Mother Father. And one of the lyrics said, I guess his followers say, if you threw enough on the wall, something was bound to rub off. So I can see you now, you throwing it on the wall with your examples through your hustle, through your drive, and everything else that you do. What would you want to rub off on your children?
Perseverance. I hope they see that. Endurance. Because they see me go through a lot. But I didn't let it break me. And being Black men in America, they're going to go through a lot.
Definitely.
And I don't want it to break them.
Right.
I don't want, certain things to just define them. You are you.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let nobody tell you you can't. Because you can.
Definitely. Nope.
Shout out to you as a mom. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I love that answer. Thank you. Because one thing I tell you, as a teacher in the school system, there are a lot of ladies. I'm gonna talk about the mom side right now. There's a lot of women I've seen who there's a big thing that they say like black men don't participate in their families, and we have a lot of men that are participating in their families, and we have a lot of moms who go that extra effort to make sure that their children are there, but even some of them check out too. So for you to keep your children in your answer and be very cognizant of who they are in this world, not just men in the world, I appreciate you for that answer. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. And and shout out to their dads. My kids are 10 years apart. They have two separate dads, but both of their dads present. Their dads speak to each other. And like I said, my son, he's with his dad now. The little guy, he's with his dad now. So shout out to them. Thanks for being a good support system and still being there after the storm. My ex-husband, he wasn't a good husband, but I will never take anything away from him as a father.
Salute. Hey, your turn. Song of the week. Last question.
Okay, my song of the week, unlike what my predecessors were, is actually the R&B song. It's gonna be an R&B song. Its actual title is Valentine off Ryan Leslie's self-titled album, Ryan Leslie, track number 5, came out back in 2009. And this will actually also be my wasted potential because I don't believe this is something that should have been on the radio. Because as we started the conversation about not love being in the music or in the people anymore, this song speaks generally about love. Since we start off with love, that's enough with love. I asked you, how could we get love back in people? You said you don't know. And I didn't have an answer either. I thought you might have a direction in which to where we can go to start that off. But my actual last question is, what's your favorite love ballad that's not for Mary J. Blige?
Oh, my favorite. Oh, there's so many.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Yes, and you have a diversity in your eclectic sound that you like to listen to. So I'd love to know what's your favorite R&B song, not by Mary J. Blige though.
I get it. There's other people on my playlist, I promise.
All right.
I right now it has me in such a chokehold. Like I gotta give it to Bruno Mars. Too hard to say goodbye. I'm in such a chokehold on this
Oh,
song. This song has had me in a chokehold for like the past 2-3 years already. I freaking love this song.
why? What is it about the song that has your essence in it?
Have you heard it? It's
That's
just
essence.
it's just the musicality of it. You could feel the emotion through it. It's everything that R&B used to be, and the fact that it came out not too long ago is just amazeballs to me.
Sell this song. Come on, you got sell this to somebody who's never heard the song before.
Ah, I'm a bully. Like, go hear the song. No, I'm just like,
No.
Okay.
See, her essence is coming out.
no, if you like good singing, because it's the singing, it's the arrangement, it's the everything. Like that song was just masterfully put together.
And what's it called again?
Too hard to say goodbye.
By who?
Bruno Mars.
All right.
Man, fuck Bruno Mars.
Damn,
This Drea Nicole interview. I don't give a damn about Bruno Mars. He's doing his thing. I want to salute this young lady right here. So I'm going to give my song of the week. My song of the week is "He Don't Know" by Drea Nicole, for the simple fact, when I shoot my movie, I'm gonna have a scene in that movie with that song playing, and somebody's gonna be like, "What the hell? What's that song? Is it on the soundtrack?" Because that song is dope. I like the passion in it. I like the tempo of the song. Most songs today have horrible tempos. I like the pacing of that song. I like the fact that you can actually learn the song and keep up with it and enjoy the song. You know what I'm saying? And
Thank
Musical
you.
Therapy has always been an album that I liked. Me getting to know you, I love that. I love you as a person. Thank you for sharing. Your
Thank
son,
you.
your son is funny. That's my guy. I do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Show Off who actually introduced us. You know what I'm saying?
Yay.
And seeing you mature as an artist. I call you a mompreneur because you never separate your art and your art from your parenting. You live every aspect and every facet of your life. So my last question is this: what part of your life perfectly explains you in all aspects of your life?
How complicated. What part of my life explains me in all aspects of my life?
the face you made.
I kind of want to say my creativity,
How so?
because that's what I use to express things in my life. But it's not always my creativity that I'm using to express what's going on in my life. That is a good question. Music in general kind of explains me, because it's how a lot of music just explains how I think, how I am, how I feel. I don't know. I guess my kids would be the best reflection of me. They have my oldest, like I said, he's a creative. So he picked up on that aspect of me. That's definitely a reflection of me. Um, the younger one is a creative, more artsy, like he'll customize your sneakers and customize wrestlers. He got like wrestler body parts all over the place. Um, they are a reflection of me. When I talk to them now, as they get older, when I talk to them now, I'll be like, oh my God, they're like little mini me's.
Yeah.
And my oldest son, he lives on his own now. He stayed in New York. And he calls me all the time and he's like, Ma, I see what you was talking about now. I'm like, yeah, that life coming back around. You thought you had all the answers. Yeah.
You ain't
So
got
I
your
guess
answer, Sway. Sorry.
right. So I guess if any aspect of my life is a reflection of me and explains me, it'll be them.
I respect that highly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on ANN and R&B with the fabulous Drea Nicole, whose album and songs are out right now. Us at ANN and R&B and Heritage Hip Hop do not believe in streaming. We believe in owning your music, because if the internet ever shut down and you can't use this shit right here, you don't have your music. If you're renting it, somebody can always take it away. We say her music is worth having. She's a fabulous person to get to know. So make sure you go see her at the stage, please. Please plug your play now.
Left me standing at the altar. We're gonna be doing another showing June 11th. Yesterday we just did Uptown Comedy Corner, ATL, which is a big spot, and we was the first stage play to ever show there. We was the first one, so feel like a pioneer right now.
You are.
Ooh,
There you go.
brush your shoulders, girl.
You got it.
Ooh, Hercules.
Yes. And also, not only musical therapy, but I have a single, Are You Ready? I have a single, I'm Out. Check those out as well. Are You Ready is my song that I wrote during quarantine because I was ready to be out, ready to be back in the club singing, ready to get dressed up for something. And so I wrote a song about it.
Like the here go.
Like, here go. I'm out. Like I said, that was about another breakup. Wrote a song about it. Like, here go. Addicted to Shoes. That's gonna be coming soon. Started from scratch. You can still catch me. You could catch the episodes of Forced to Sin that I was on. That's another web series. Is on Tubi now, so you could catch me playing a social worker on there. And there's just more to come. There's just more to come from Drea Nicole. I'm not ready to shut up yet. Yeah. Watch my journey through It's Gorgeous Music. We about to do some things.
All right. Well, make sure you follow her at her social media, what you see under her name right there on the screen. I like to say before we get out of here, though, I got to plug one thing. Heritage Hip Hop will be at TNL Talk 101, May 6th, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Come see me and my peoples. And even though y'all got a nasty little Jedi picture right there, I'm a nice looking guy. Come see me. Ask some questions.
Like a Sith Lord.
ask some questions. Ask some questions and meet the panel. That's going to talk about marketing versus promotion. Get your questions, and they just going to keep going while I'm talking. Damn you. But have your questions answered when it comes to your art and talent, so we take you to the next level. Sponsored by True and Living Presents with Seti P, Minnie, Devon, and of course your man right here, Karev of Heritage Hip Hop. And before we get out of here, once again, thank you for coming to the show. I appreciate talking to you as always. We have to talk more because I do have a project for you if you don't mind.
Okay.
Shout out to Stan Ipkiss and Stress on the beats. Shh. So, Nas, you the man. Take us out.
Appreciate it, man. Man, I had a fun interview with you, Drea Nicole. It was dope, man. Love having you on the show.
Thank you. Yes.
And she's dope. Put it out there.
Always. And she's dope, like we said before.
And she's a bully, and she's dope.
She's dope in every way.
Drea Nicole, the beautiful bully.
Yeah.
On the beautiful. All right.
Yes.
Now, this is Ain't on R&B, right? Parent station, Heritage Hip Hop. Where there is Heritage Hip Hop, there's Ain't on R&B. Where is Heritage Hip Hop at? Heritage Hip Hop is on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, anywhere with their social media and your favorite streaming platforms. There is Heritage Hip Hop. There's Heritage Hip Hop. Once again, there is Ain't It No R&B. Once again, we thank you. Love the input. Glad you enjoyed the show. Drea Nicole, the beautiful bully. Thank you for being with us today. And until next time, we'll be thinking of you. Peace.
And I like being bullied.
You freak.